Live from gorgeous Goodman Field on the campus of Lehigh University in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, it's the Bethlehem Steel playing host to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, two teams who currently sit tied for 9th place in the Eastern Conference standings in the United Soccer League. Should be a terrific matchup in the Lehigh Valley this afternoon. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Tyler Terrens, and I'm joined by none other than former Tottenham Spurs man Gary O'Reilly. And Gary, what a match we're going to have on tap. And before we go anywhere, we're going to take a look at the playoff picture at the moment. And for Bethlehem, a couple games in hand. They're in a good spot right now, but Pittsburgh, 4 games left. They need 3 points.
They do. They need to get 3 points out of every game they play. Bethlehem have the greater opportunity to grab the points, and they have more games in which to do so, obviously. So let's do it, chaps. We know what we need to achieve. That is playoff status. Could we possibly get home field advantage? Well, let's do it. Let's do that by getting out and making this a win.
Both teams currently sitting on 35 points, and a man who's come into form in the second half of the season. He hit a little bit of a mid-season lull, Corey Herzog.
Yeah, that happens. It's how thick your skin is as a striker. You've got to be able to miss 4 chances and come back for number 5, miss that and come back and score number 6. He's been in a good vein of form, but he is carrying this team at the moment as regards goals.
Second team all USL a season ago, looking to repeat a similar type of season. And for the other side, for the Bethlehem Steel, Corey Burke has filled in nicely for Sekou Kone, who's been hindered by a knee injury as well as suspension in his last game.
You lose your leading goal scorer, and guess what? This guy steps up. Big smile on his face. He has so benefited from the involvement with the Jamaican national team. He's brought that back, and as a striker, confidence is oozing out of him.
Absolutely. He had a brace the last time that these two teams met, and for Dave Brandt and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they are going to look like this on this beautiful afternoon. Matthew Perella getting the start in between the sticks. He was signed on August 10th. Corey Herzog and Kay Banjo up top.
Yeah, 4-4-2. Some people would consider that a bit of an antique. However, I look to number 10. I was talking about you, by the way. Kevin Kerr, who's a left-footed, right-sided player. So look to him to be coming inside, supplying Corey Herzog, but taking a pop shot at goal.
Jamal Jack and Toby Adewale holding it down at the center back position for Dave Brandt. On the other side for Brendan Burke. More of the same from the last time that we saw them, although we are going to see Marcus Epps out wide and Charlie Raymond at the fullback position.
Yeah, but they keep the same formation. I expect the two fullbacks to be providing the width from deep. Epps missed the last game against Louisville City, but he does have goals, and everybody's going to be looking at Corey Burke, supplied by Adam Najem.
Chambers sporting the captain's armband for Brendan Burke this afternoon. Bethlehem Steel and Pittsburgh Riverhounds to duke it out for what could be a crucial 3 points, or they might have to settle for a point apiece. We'll have all the answers when we come back next.
The first soccer ball was kicked in Bethlehem in 1904. Now, 112 years later, it's time for the rebirth of Bethlehem Steel FC. Herbert's in the box, and there's the first goal in Steel FC history. For tickets, visit BethlehemSteelFC.com or call 844-STEEL-FC.
Some people think Allstate only protects your car. Here's the truth. Allstate can also protect your home or apartment, as well as your boat, motorcycle, RV, and snowmobile, and even your retirement and your life. Not many insurance companies can say that, but Allstate can.
Please contact our team at the Pat Boyle Allstate Agency, serving the Lehigh Valley with all of your insurance needs.
Lehigh Valley Insulation keeps you cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. And with 19 years worth of satisfied customers in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, we've probably insulated one of your neighbor's homes. Our team of older home specialists delivers swift and efficient white glove service, insulating attics, exterior walls, and virtually any under-insulated areas, saving wear and tear on your heating and cooling systems while adding value to your home and providing year-round comfort that pays for itself. Take comfort in Lehigh Valley Insulation. Comfort that pays.
Sara Lee Artisano. It's no ordinary bread. It's born from the question, what's next for sliced bread? And we quickly found the answer was an everyday artisan-style bread with wholesome, rich ingredients, as well as the soft texture you love, cut thick with a dash of flour dusting. Taste firsthand how Artisano turns even the simplest meals you make mouth-wateringly memorable. Sara Lee Artisano Bakery Bread. Make the routine remarkable.
Moments away from kickoff here at Goodman Stadium on the beautiful campus of Lehigh University. It's going to be the Bethlehem Steel and Pittsburgh Riverhounds in just a few moments. And here are some of the trends that both of the teams have been experiencing as of late. Bethlehem on a winless slide, but it could be a little bit deceiving, Gary.
It can be. I mean, in the number of draws they've had, you know, the sort of runs they've been on as far as goals are concerned. So it's the state of mind of the players. If they've got the right state of mind, they will control or look to be controlling any game they play in.
Both teams have not been able to pick up points in quite some time, as both of these sides right now in a spot where they are just desperate for 3 points. Bethlehem in a little bit better of a spot with a couple of games in hand, but this is a Pittsburgh team that has sort of fluttered in and out through the course of the season. They've been able to score goals. They haven't been able to score goals. They've been giving up goals. What can we expect to see today?
I hope we're going to see a great game, but you look at Pittsburgh and you say, well, have they been so bad? They've lost once since the end of July. What really has been an issue is the draws that they've had, which means they've not put teams away. Now, they've scored goals, we've seen that, so maybe the answer lies in the defending. Maybe the defending could be better. We'll see. It'll be a big test for them facing up against Corey Burke and co.
And right now we'll take a look at the Eastern Conference standings, which is obviously something that everybody's been looking to for the past few weeks, as we are very much in the business end of the season. And as you can see there, Bethlehem and Pittsburgh level on 35 points. But again, those games in hand lend the fact that Bethlehem's in a better spot. But sometimes those games in hand can be deceiving because you do have to get points in order to make good on them.
Yeah, can you cope with the pressure? You may have all the talent in the world, but if you can't handle the pressure that comes with getting the points, game in, game out, the results won't happen. So you've got to prepare your team technically and mentally, particularly now, so as they understand fully what is required and they go out and they deliver.
Well, there have been some teams around the United Soccer League who are feeling the pressure of the moment. Charlotte Independence for the past 3 weeks have had an opportunity to clinch their playoff spot. Still haven't been able to get that 1 point that continues to elude them. But we have business here in the Lehigh Valley, Pittsburgh and Bethlehem. The last time these two teams met, it was a very good game. Lots of goals, 5 goals, but it ended up being Pittsburgh who came away with the 3-2 win. Herzog Kerr and Jamal Jack were the scorers for Pittsburgh. And then it was, you know, another game on July 15th, in which it was a 1-1 draw, Chambers and Walsh. So Bethlehem looking to sort of even the all-time or the season series between these two sides. Second time that these two teams have met throughout the course of the past 2 years. Bethlehem just in their second year of existence, and they're sort of in a similar spot as last season where they just need a few points in order to get across the finish line. But Brendan Burke feels like this team has a little bit different of a makeup, a little bit more experience to try to get over the finish line. As we are underway from Goodman Stadium here at Lehigh University, Tyler Terrens along with former Tottenham Spurs man Gary O'Reilly. Glad to have you with us for a Pennsylvania State rivalry. Not a Keystone rivalry. Bethlehem currently excluded from that particular cup, but a Keystone matchup, if you will, not under the umbrella of the Keystone Cup. Pittsburgh will be looking to start off quickly. Very much a team that likes to press and get after the opposition in their own defensive third, but it has hobbled them at times throughout the course of the season. As you mentioned, Gary, they haven't been able to put teams away, and they've just haven't gotten many clean sheets, allowing teams to put in goals, and that's, you know, been hindering them to be able to get all 3 points as of late.
Yeah, it's we've seen games in the last week get a goal in the opening minute. So, you know, you're catching teams that aren't prepared mentally. You're catching teams very early in games. So let's see if we get another one of those explosions.
Corey Herzog scoring a goal in the 3rd minute in a 1-1 draw against FC Cincinnati. Kevin Kerr getting a relatively early goal against Rochester as well, but it was Joe Farrell who ended up scoring a 90th minute goal for the Rochester Rhinos, as that was the last game that Pittsburgh played, a 1-1 draw. But Kevin Kerr is starting to find his form as of late. He's got a couple of goals recently. Continually looking to link up with Corey Herzog in the final third. And our official for this afternoon's match, Bardiel Passage. It's Bethlehem inching their way up the field to start here. Burke. It's back for Hugh Roberts, paired up along with Austin Trusty on the back line for Bethlehem this afternoon. Roberts again. Jones with a good penetrating ball into Corey Burke, just not able to hang on to it. Burke again, encouraging Santi Moar forward. Here is Moar, one-on-one with Gomez towards the byline, sends it across, but on the wrong side of the post, and a goal kick for Matt Perella.
At the moment, it looks very much as if Bethlehem are taking the game forward. Moar does get in behind. He likes to try and get that service in for the big striker. And of course, you saw Adam Najem there just tucking in. He will play around Corey Burke, not just behind him. He'll be popping up left, right, and in advance.
Orchestrated in the middle of the park for Brendan Burke. Recorded a number of assists this season. 22-year-old from Wayne, New Jersey. Played his soccer in college at Akron University with the Zips from 2013 to 2016. Very much that technical player in the middle of the park that really loves to break lines and send in the likes of Corey Burke and Sekou Kone, who again is coming off yellow card accumulation suspension in the last game. So missed the affair against Louisville, a 2-2 draw. Herzog flicking along, and Kay Banjo sending it to nobody in a yellow jersey, and Bethlehem will be able to claim possession.
Seems an awful lot of space in the centre of midfield. An awful lot.
Taylor Washington. It's Romeo Parks.
See what I mean? Parks hasn't really closed down until he's had the ball a couple of seconds. That's unusual now for USL. Don't normally get that much amount of time. It's a luxury in centre midfield.
We are seeing two different formations today. Pittsburgh going with that antique 4-4-2. Bethlehem.
Steady with the antique.
You mentioned it during the pregame, wasn't me.
Oh,
Pittsburgh on the move.
Pushing it all on me now, right? Okay.
Kerr trying to send it in. Service is denied by Hugh Roberts. And tracked back nicely by Adam Najem. Corey Burke, the lone striker up top. Now just trying to hold up possession for Bethlehem. He does well. Adam Najem encouraging Raymond forward. Mississippi native goes out wide. Good cutback from Moar. There it is for Najem. Oh, it's a splendid finish. Bethlehem pick apart Pittsburgh in the opening 5 minutes. Adam Najem with a great goal. Santi Moar, the orchestrator, and it's a 1-0 lead for the home side.
All starts with Charlie Raymond. Opens up this left-hand side. You can see this move just sweeping across the field and left. And then when it gets to Santi Moar, oh my word, someone's going to need a ticket to get back into the ground after this dummy. Whoops, there you go. Little cutback, doesn't go for the tight angle. And Najem doesn't use power. He just opens his right foot out and guides that home. Simple goal, but a well-crafted goal. That's a beautiful dummy by Santi Moar.
Beautiful, beautiful goal for Bethlehem on a beautiful day here in the Lehigh Valley. And the fans here at Goodman Stadium certainly appreciating their team's effort early on. And it is a 1-0 lead for the Bethlehem Steel and for Brendan Burke. And that's exactly how you want to start this sort of match. Games in hand, coming down the stretch of the season. And playing a team that's in a very similar spot as now Herzog is away on the other end. Maguire off of his line.
Ooh, he picks it outside. Referee's giving the benefit of the doubt. There are an awful lot of lines on the field, so this can be a bit confusing.
Well, the Lehigh University Mountain Hawk football team obviously well underway as Corey Burke trying to get on the end of this long pass ahead. Able to get onto it, but it looked like the offside flag was up. Or perhaps the ball went over the line, either way.
Gone out of the, gone off the field. But what's interesting is Corey Burke's willingness to run the distance in behind to chase that down. So if you've got a player who's willing to run the channels consistency, as a midfield player, you can get your head up and look for that longer outlet. And particularly if you can get that deal done early, that's really a benefit.
Just the second goal of the season for Adam Najem. Not exactly used to putting the ball in the back of the net. More familiar with setting teammates up, but
doesn't matter. His job really is to construct and provide. If he gets a goal, bonus.
Tied for the team lead in assists this season so far, along with Santi Moar, who had the assist on that particular goal. Now Moar moves into the lead in that department. These two working in nicely on the near side. Moar slipping it through for Najim. Sends it across,
Yes!
and it's Burke, and it's 2 for Bethlehem. Oh, they're off to a flying start in the Lehigh Valley. Bethlehem firing on all cylinders, and now it's Corey Burke who gets the goal.
Yeah, they're loving this, aren't they? So, just watch now as we see the replay of this goal. The movement of Corey Burke. The build-up here, Najim gets between the lines, Moar again sets this up. But when it's cut back, Corey Burke's, look, unmarked. He is goal side of the defender. That means someone's concentration has dropped right off. Burke's proactive, he's alive. He's the one that's moving to the ball because he knows how this story ends with him scoring a goal. Defender didn't quite get on the same page, so therefore a problem. You are now in the 9th minute and you are looking at a 2-goal deficit. Ouch.
Certainly not a great look for Pittsburgh, as it looked like it was Jamal Jack who fell asleep on the near post. And for Pittsburgh, I mean, that's got to drive Dave Brandt just absolutely insane, because at the moment, I mean, Bethlehem aren't throwing tons of numbers forward as Corey Burke continues to press higher up the field. It's just Burke who they have to deal with.
Burke chasing down that pass to the goalkeeper tells you he knows, he's already sensed there's blood in the water. He could, this game has the potential to go absolutely rampant. And Corey Burke knows it. Strikers know that, they sense it. And he wants hat-tricks, he wants numbers. He wants that leading goal scorer tag. I think he's equal now with Kone. Therefore, he wants an outright leadership of that particular category.
Burke right now tied with Kone at 7 goals apiece. James Chambers right behind them with 5. And obviously Sekou Kone, who missed a few weeks in the middle of the season due to an MCL injury, and again missing their last game against Louisville due to yellow card accumulation. And Corey Burke has really stepped in beautifully. It's just a wonder of what these two are going to be able to do when they're on the field consistently together towards the last 5 games of the season.
Can you play the pair of them together? That's because of the formation of 4-2-3-1. Even my math tells me one is a striker on his own. Now, what's important is the next goal. If it goes to Bethlehem, then I think we could break out the calculator. All right? If Pittsburgh get themselves back into it, then it'll be interesting.
Well, of course, there's the old adage in soccer that 2-0 is the worst lead to have, but I would argue that usually 1-0 is the worst lead to have, because it only takes us 1, and then it's just
I would
equalized.
rather have it than not. So I think you called it shell-shocked. That's where Pittsburgh are right now, and they've got to pick themselves up off the floor. That's frustration, and that's, what, is it 2 points after a touchdown?
I think it's 5.
Is it?
No, it's 6.
Don't tease me like that. See, I'm trying to be
just
clever
seeing if
with
you're
the
on your
reference.
toes. I know you are.
Yeah. Thanks a bunch. So we touched on the matter that Pittsburgh do score goals. You've got Kerr, you've got Herzog, but the answer to the problems about them not having a winning streak could be at the back. I think we've had that answer reinforced, haven't we?
A little bit so far. I mean, there's still plenty of time.
Yeah, there is plenty of time, but you know what? If Pittsburgh go on to win this, congratulations. But you've given yourself a ridiculous amount to do by going 2-0 down inside 9 minutes.
Hugh Roberts with some great defending there to deny Corey Herzog, who actually had a step on Roberts initially, but that's what Roberts brings to the table, is that great recovery speed. Soto taken down in the middle. It's Kevin Kerr looking over the top for Herzog again. Roberts gets there first. It's going to fall for Herzog, who goes for the bicycle kick. And he clobbered a Bethlehem defender on the way. It's Aaron Jones, but he appears to be okay, and good sportsmanship there from Corey Herzog.
Jones does well because he throws himself in there. He knows that this is a bicycle kick, and really he's lucky because he comes across Herzog's boot rather than taking it in the face. Now Herzog said, well, you know what, we're 2-0 down. It might take something spectacular to get us back, at least a toehold in the game. So that's where that bicycle kick came from. I think just from Pittsburgh point of view, there's too much space. They're wide open, and we've seen them carved to ribbons down this near left-hand side. That's got to be tightened up. There's got to be more pressure on Bethlehem players once they're in possession.
Parks able to keep it for Pittsburgh on the far side. Just a struggle right now for the Riverhounds to keep possession. That ball goes out of bounds and will Go back to Pittsburgh. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on SiriusXM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check uslsoccer.com for dates and times. Epps trying to go, or Jones rather, trying to go through Shannon Gomez, who's looking to join in on the attack. Herzog looking for the big switch over to Kerr. It's a good ball.
There's bodies in the box for Pittsburgh.
Good ball in from Kerr. Challenging the header was K. Banjo, but it was defended nicely by Bethlehem.
What a beautiful ball up for Corey Burke. Now it's open again. Oh, better pass, a better pass.
Maybe just a little bit too much adrenaline running for Corey Burke, who's really gotten off to a nice start here.
See what Santi Moar is saying to Burke there. Put it ahead of me. I'll run onto it. Look at the acreage I've got here.
There's been a ton of space on this near side for Bethlehem, and Moar and Najim have really exploited that space nicely early on. Najim with a goal and an assist. Santi Moar with an assist on the Najim goal.
Look how easy it is for Bethlehem to pass out. They're not under any pressure. Get the touch, get your head up. Look, happy days.
Epps is away on the far side. Taylor Washington giving chase. And Perella didn't get much on it. Jamal Jack keeping it in play, at least for the moment. And this is very unlike a Dave Brandt team. He's very much a coach who likes to go after the opposition, press them high, and give them no time on the ball. But it seems like there's been hours and hours on the ball for Bethlehem in the middle of the field, and that's why they're off to a flying start 2-0 thanks to goals from Najim and Corey Burke. Burke trying to win it back, falls for Washington. Kerr looking to go over the top again for Herzog, but Hugh Roberts stationed himself nicely early on. Moar overlapping is Raymond. Still Moar. Goes out wide for Epps. Marcus Epps into the box, almost got all the way through again. We'll stay with Bethlehem. Derek Jones calling for it, or rather Austin Trusty. Possession squandered by Bethlehem. Pittsburgh will retain possession, but certainly has looked like the best football of the year from Pittsburgh. Far from it. It's a clean tackle, says the referee. Romeo Parks, numbers the other way for Pittsburgh. The ball back in. Hugh Roberts meets it with his head. And if you're Pittsburgh, do you really have to open things up and go for it at this point? Because you could get hit on the counter right here.
That's it. That's the sucker punch waiting to happen. Great movement here on the overlap.
Raymond into the box. Adewale gets there. Chambers. Linking up with Najim. Back for Chambers again. Now for Epps. Epps into the box, and it had to be cleared away by Adewale.
Epps was could have been a little bit more patient there because he's looking for the ball across the face of goal, and Burke was still the wrong side of the defender. So just a little bit, I mean, Bethlehem could really do a number on Pittsburgh now, and basically what I would call death by 1,000 passes. They could just pass, and run the legs off the visitors and then just tear into their goal scoring.
Aaron Jones with the long throw, and Burke nodding it along, and Hugh Roberts was waiting there for it. There's a strike from Derek Jones, and that's blocked right in front. Certainly hit it sweetly, but it cannot get all the way on frame. Nice little flick on from Corey Burke, who's just oozing with confidence right now. Burke again. Slowed down for a moment. Now looking towards the back post. It's a good ball for Moar, and Shannon Gomez with a good defensive header, but it will be a corner for Bethlehem.
It was a good intervention by Gomez, but you see there before the cross comes in, Burke actually stands on the ball, loses his control of it completely, and still has time to go and get it without a yellow shirt on top of him. That is a little window on what's going wrong with this Pittsburgh team right now.
Both Bethlehem goals scored inside of the 10-minute mark. First it was Najim and then Corey Burke. A number of youth players coming out to Goodman Stadium here.
Yeah, maybe some future superstars.
Perhaps.
Who knows?
I'm sure Brendan Burke will be handing out Bethlehem Steel flyers after the match. Aaron Jones spending it in towards the back post. The header is met, but it's on the wrong side of the goal. Corey Burke asking for a corner, but not going to get one. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. It's a picturesque day here in the Lehigh Valley.
It is pretty, isn't it?
289 miles away from the Riverhounds' home in Pittsburgh. And with a win today, Bethlehem can make the season series all square. Roberts going to have to go all the way back to McGuire, who really hasn't had much to do back there yet. Raymond. And for Bethlehem, up 2-0. Approaching the 20th minute. I mean, it really just becomes game management at this point.
Yeah, but I'd like to see them be ruthless. You know, great. Look at that scoreline, 2-0. If I give you this in the 84th minute, you'll bite my hand off. But look how much time is left. Let's go 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do this. Let's send a message to the whole of the Eastern and Western conferences that we mean business.
Good movement here from Bethlehem. That pass just out of the reach of Najim. This would certainly help their cause in their search for a playoff spot in the 2017 USL postseason. Right now, Pittsburgh and Bethlehem both sitting on 35 points, tied along with St. Louis for that 9th spot.
But a win today pops them up into that golden little placement, doesn't it?
Yep.
Sure, they may not get home field advantage, but there's still a lot of games to play. They have the advantage of extra games to play.
New York Red Bulls, too, with the weekend off. They'll take on Pittsburgh, and if Pittsburgh can't get 3 points today or even a point, that'll be basically a desperation situation for Dave Brandt.
What will be an issue for Bethlehem is if this game becomes easy and Pittsburgh don't show any real opposition, that they lull themselves off of that tip where they're really sharp and really at their game.
Ball over the top. Jack didn't get to it initially, but ends up doing well in the end, using Perella as an outlet.
Jamal Jack's going to have to think hard about how he manages Corey Burke, you know? Because if they don't get to grips with Najim, Najim's going to drift off that defensive line of Pittsburgh, get in between that midfield and defense and create havoc with passes, and Burke's going to be the beneficiary.
Good work from Chambers to keep it in play.
Just lost his footing there. You saw a divot just pop up. This field was watered heavily before kickoff. I don't deny it's hot out there, but, you know, look how it's pedestrian now. It's going to go flat. If you talk about game management, I'm now screaming at my teammates, let's do it. Let's rip into these. Let's get it up. Let's get the tempo up. Let's keep it high.
Jones, another long throw-in. This time Pittsburgh gets there first. Najim.
Oh, I thought Najim had enough time and space to turn and size up that goal. With his ability, I would expect that from him.
And look at Bethlehem's record when they score first. Have done a good job of putting games away when they're the first to break through. And on the flip side for Pittsburgh.
You're trying to tell me something. The numbers lie.
Najim looking for number 3 for Bethlehem. Sends it across. Burke. Excuse me, looked like it was Derek Jones trying to get on the end of it.
Couldn't take him with him, could he?
No.
He just couldn't take him with him. But you see, that late run from a midfield player invariably is unmarked. He was tracked back, which was good. But they're toying. Najim's toying with that Pittsburgh defense right now.
Well, it seems to be specifically on this left-hand side on the bottom of your screen where all the space is opened up for Moar. I mean, Charlie Raymond really hasn't even gotten involved to provide the ultimate width for Bethlehem yet.
Well, see, Kevin Kerr, number 10, towards the bottom of your screen here, nearest the camera. He's a long way off of Shannon Gomez. And you're looking at that and saying, that's why there's no cover. There's no defensive. Yeah, that's a tackle from behind, so that's fine. There's a lot of space out there that's not getting covered, and that's where Bethlehem are profiting. You know, particularly if Shannon Gomez is, as he's done already, pushed forward. This ball comes out wide right for Pittsburgh. Okay, it's gone the other way. But both fullbacks have pushed forward.
It's an encouraging ball. Taylor Washington bringing it back for Parks. Kerr again. Plenty of numbers behind the ball for Bethlehem. Pittsburgh trying to break the line, and that ball from Kerr going to go all the way out of bounds and a goal kick.
Okay, that's good discipline from Bethlehem because they looked a little bit ragged, then they got themselves a nice straight back line. There wasn't enough pressure on the ball. I wanted to see pressure on the ball, but when it does come in, it gets overcooked. But if you're looking at it from Pittsburgh's point of view, both fullbacks are rampaging forward. They're trying to get themselves back into the game. And if Shannon Gomez goes, Santi Moro's going, thank you, because this is more space for me.
Kerr. Bit of a heavy touch, just trying to clean it up. Good ball ahead for Gomez. McGuire off of his line.
And that's Pittsburgh's right back on the edge of the 18-yard area. And you wonder why there's lots of space down in this corner. Man can't be in two places at once.
But it seems like even when Shannon Gomez is in the proper position, he has plenty of space.
Because Moar's not pushing onto him. Moar's not saying, mark me easily. Go on, I'll make your life easy. I'll come and stand next to you. So he's standing right off of him. And Gomez isn't getting dragged away. And
Herzog trying to get on the end of this.
Ooh.
And he just pulls it wide. Very good opportunity for Pittsburgh to try to get one back. And Corey Herzog, with his first real opportunity of the game, goes by the wayside.
Just a reminder that he's out there. Just a reminder that there is another team in this game. And if you don't concentrate, they are going to take it down the other end. And who knows, they might just rip the back of the net open.
Well, that is what Herzog brings to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, is that sort of lightning-quick counterattack ability, just one ball the other way. And it can spell disaster for the opposition. Bethlehem almost got a full dose of that a moment ago, but here's Bethlehem again on the counter. Derek Jones, still Jones taken down. Referee says play on.
Whoa, I've seen those given, but we're playing on.
Corey Herzog with 11 goals on the season. Next closest on the Pittsburgh Riverhounds is Chevy Walsh with 5. Victor Soto.
Little spell of possession for Pittsburgh. It's been a while since we've seen them have that kind of possession. And then again, give it straight away.
Been a frustrating opening 26 minutes for Dave Brandt's side. Giving up 2 goals in the first 10 minutes to the likes of Najim and Corey Burke. Ball out of the reach of Adam Najim. Adewale stepping forward. Burke just shedding off the defender. Encouraging Moar forward once again on this near side.
Burke needs to get in the box. There's no target for Moar.
Charlie Raymond giving support.
That's better from Pittsburgh because it's forced Bethlehem back and across. Listen to how quiet it is. There's not a lot of talking on the field, let alone on the bleachers.
Well, the fans here at Goodman Stadium certainly got their money's worth in the first 10 minutes.
But they'll wait to see their team crush Pittsburgh. That's what they want to now. Now you've opened up a 2-goal lead inside 9 minutes. Let's go and do it.
Well, it certainly could be one of those games that...
Yay, a foul.
Could be one of those games that Bethlehem looks back on and really points to and said that was the turning point when we were able to go and make that push to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, Jamal Jack here, typical central defender. What foul, referee?
Fans, the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting USLsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter at USL. Banjo held up, and the referee's going to go to his pocket, and it is mustard for Austin Trusty here in the 29th.
Mustard. See, I'm unfamiliar with that term, but I'm going to go with it.
You don't have much of a choice.
We'll see.
Today is a gold elf and a salute to Pediatric Cancer Foundation of the Lehigh Valley. All fans are encouraged to make their way over to the PCFLV tent next to fan services for the auction to win a one-of-a-kind BSFC.
Herzog letting it run through, looking to link up with Banjo, but those two have not been on the same page in the opening 29 minutes or so.
And their fight against pediatric cancer.
Given away by Bethlehem in a dangerous area. Banjo trying to slide it through for Herzog one more time.
Herzog had his back to the pass. Now there's space. Now Najim's got a good number of targets ahead of him to deal with.
Najim slips it through, but it's offside.
See, Najim's got to realize Burke's gone into an offside position. Cancel that option, cut left, and see Santimoa, not for the first time, in quite a decent piece of prime real estate out there on the left wing.
Big ball ahead, Charlie Raymond dealing with it.
Okay, needs to see faces. Yep, Chambers has gone there, made sure he's got it. Now if he goes out, Chambers sits in, keeps the shape.
Chambers with the big switch over for Moar.
It's automatic. You know Mohar's there. You know Charlie Raymond's going to go on beyond if he goes inside. It's automatic.
But what does Pittsburgh need to do just to cut out the space and cut out the opportunity for Moar on the near side?
Anytime a Bethlehem player gets the ball, he's got to see a guy in a yellow shirt straight in his face. And that's not a one-off. That's got to happen every single time. And they've got to work as a unit, not just an individual.
And we are going to have a hydration break right around the half-hour mark here.
Yeah, and it's hot out there, and it's how you cope with it. You know you're going to be dehydrated. What doesn't help is sucking in 2 goals in the first 9 minutes. That just crushes your motivation. But that, when the winners on the team go into that situation, that brings even more out of them, or should.
And fans, if you've noticed any of the players or the managers wearing any gold, Bethlehem Steel FC has gone gold for today's match. They've partnered with a child from Pediatric Cancer Foundation of the Lehigh Valley. A number of patients have made their way out to the match tonight, and just a great initiative from the Bethlehem Steel and community outreach, and just a great way for Bethlehem to give back to the community.
I agree with that. It is a good initiative, and it's that community spirit that helps grow the club, but embed the club into the community in a very positive way.
Bethlehem certainly new to the community, just their second year of existence. But they have done a good job of interacting with the community in this initiative right up there with them. You can see all the gold armbands from the Bethlehem Steel, as well as Brendan Burke, who's sporting one.
You're asking fans to come out, support you. You can see that as a one-way street, or you can see it as we give back. Good initiative.
Well, that looks like a good
Someone
spot to
looks
watch
rather
a football match.
comfortable there, don't it? Yeah.
Feet up, umbrella out.
Yeah.
Quick snack for Derek Jones.
Not sure ice is the best thing to have, but anyway.
Well, better than pie in the middle of a football match.
Well, why you went there, I don't know. Pie. You said pie.
Why not pie?
Because it's absurd.
You want me to say biscuit?
No. See, the thing is now, hydration's one thing, but you get the energy gels and all the sorts of bars and things like that.
Ice, if you're Derek Jones.
I would say the energy gel would be better than ice. Anyway, we're back in action.
We are. We've restarted after the hydration break. A little more than a half hour played here at Goodman Stadium. Adam Najim and Corey Burke got things started rather quickly here in the Lehigh Valley. 2 goals coming inside the 10-minute mark, and we've been stuck on 2-0 ever since. Chances continue to come for Bethlehem. Plenty of space on the near side, and Pittsburgh desperately trying to find their way back into the match. And I guess for Dave Brand, it starts at the defensive end. Trusty up for the header. Okai stepping forward, and that's a bit of a reckless challenge. Going in studs up. Adam Najim hits the ground, and a yellow card for Stephen Okai. And Najim needing medical attention.
A yellow card has been assessed to Pittsburgh Riverhounds number 7, Stephen Okai. Yellow card assessed in the 34th minute, and it's brought to you by ATOS.
Third yellow card of the match. Second for Bethlehem. Trusty on
having another drink straight after the hydration break.
You squeeze them in whenever you can. It's a hot day.
Okay. Yeah. Referee's in a good position. Okai can have no objections to that. Studs right across the instep of Najim. Ouch, that one's going to hurt. Run it off, the only way you can do it.
Najim, the New Jersey native, just trying to shake it off, and he'll have to exit the playing field for a brief moment. Again, a number of youth teams have made their way out to Goodman Stadium today.
Okay, game's in danger of getting flat.
Well, if you're Bethlehem, that's maybe what you want.
No, you don't want it flat. You keep the tempo high. You grind Pittsburgh into the ground.
But could you look at it from the flip side and say we're up 2-0, clock continues to be in our favor?
Yeah, that's great, but that's a negative point of view. You must be familiar with the phrase play to win.
Very familiar with that.
Yes, that's what you must do. So you play, you win, and winning 2-0 is great, but I'd rather win 4-0. Now I'm getting grumpy again, aren't I?
Yeah, a little bit. That's all right. Maybe we should get you some pie. Corey Burke taken down. Jamal Jack committing the foul on the outside. And the referee again going to go to his pocket.
And
Jamal Jack picking up mustard here in the 36th. And he's going to have to be a bit more careful heading into future challenges. Not exactly what you want your center back to pick up a yellow card in the 36th.
Which goes back to the point I made about managing Corey Burke. Don't get yourself tangled up and give yourself a yellow, knowing that you're on the clock now. There's a long time to go.
Again, I'm Tyler Terrence, joined by none other than former Spurs man Gary O'Reilly. Glad to have you with us here on a spectacular afternoon in the Lehigh Valley, and what has been a spectacular performance from Bethlehem up until this point. For Pittsburgh, not so much, but they do have some time to try to get back into a rhythm. And that will go all the way back to Jake McGuire, and you're not exactly pleased with that decision.
Well, not when you've got Charlie Raymond there, just a 10-yard pass away, who then feeds Santi Moa and puts you on attack rather than go back.
Burke still on top of it, goes for goal. Oh, it's an amazing finish. Corey Burke, 2 on the afternoon, 3 for Bethlehem. They're running rampant at Goodman Stadium.
Feed him and he will score. Told you he's in the mood. He's got the appetite for goals. That's exactly what you need from your striker. Emphatic finish.
Take another look at it. He picks up the ball, at least 40 yards away from goal.
Just dismisses defenders as if they weren't there. Far corner, low strike. Matthew Perella there's thinking, is it going to be one of those days? It could well be.
Well, it's certainly starting like that. 38th minute, 3 goals for Bethlehem. They are loving life right now at Goodman Stadium. Corey Burke now with 4 goals against Pittsburgh in the last 2 times that they've met, and there's still plenty of time left in this one for Corey Burke to continue his fantastic goal-scoring prowess against a in-state rival. But could be a chance for Pittsburgh to get one back. Corey Herzog is away. Still Herzog around a couple defenders. He's held up, and it'll be a penalty. Corey Herzog essentially just stopped playing. He felt that he was held up. The referee agrees, and now a chance for Pittsburgh to cut into the lead.
The referee's not going to change his decision, but all right, this will give us a better view as to what actually did. That's a good little cutback. The arm goes out. That's what it is. The arm goes out, and Herzog's appealing because he feels he's been impeded. Right. Whether he was or he wasn't remains to be seen. However, the psychology's begun. Chambers is trying to get in his head, put him off. Understandable. Standard procedure.
He's a veteran. And so is the man who's on top of the ball right now, Corey Herzog.
Okay, what's Herzog got? Right-footed free kick, or penalty rather?
Herzog steps up and buries it. A dozen on the season for Corey Herzog. He gets one back for Pittsburgh. And maybe that's the shot in the arm that the Riverhounds needed. We'll have to wait and see, but at the moment it's 3-1 to Bethlehem.
All right, it's gone towards Herzog's left, center of goals. Goalkeeper goes the wrong way. Right-footed players generally hit across to their left. You're never more vulnerable than just after you've scored. And that's proven again for Bethlehem. It's taken the shine off the performance. I mean, Brendan Burke will be screaming because he wants a clean sheet. Wants that clean sheet.
Burke bringing it down, sitting on a hat-trick at the moment. Sliding it through for Moar, but can't quite get a foot to it. With some work to do to keep it in, and does well. Moar taken down, and it will be a handball
against him. That's going to be a booking.
Gary, you're absolutely right. A yellow card for Santi Moar here in the 41st.
That's a cheap one from Moar. I understand his frustration, but punching the ball away like that is only going to get you on the wrong side of the referee. And now the discussion, look, it's minimal contact, right? But all you need is contact. If he has, as they say in discussing there, grabbed his shirt, then there's no argument. It's a penalty. And don't expect a striker of Herzog's experience not to go down or claim for a penalty.
Foul against K. Banjo. As Bethlehem would be able to come out the other way. And that's sort of the experience that Corey Herzog brings to the table for the Riverhounds.
It just shows you have to be on top of your game as a unit. Concentration, everybody. Just because you've gone 3-0 up doesn't mean this game is over.
Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Michael Watts, Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on SiriusXM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Moar, plenty of green to gallop into once again.
But now, Shannon Gomez has cover when Moar's got the ball and running at him. So that's something that Pittsburgh have picked up on and have tried to address.
Trusty looking for the big switch over to Epps. Romeo Parks thought about catching it for a moment, thinks better of it. Jones for the big sweeping ball over to Moar. It's inch perfect. Moar slips momentarily. And a foul against Pittsburgh. Maybe a makeup call for the last one that the referee missed? It looked for all in the world that Moore just slipped on the surface.
It did look a lot like he did slip. It might be for that. It might just be the fact that Gomez reaches round and referee sees that as a challenge from behind. Gomez is astounded. Now I just wonder, a right-footed player, there's only a two-man wall. If the keeper does not protect that, that's vulnerable. If you can see the post directly behind the two-man wall, that's a vulnerable area for me. I'd be looking to hit that.
Jones on top of it. Bends it in. It's a great ball, and Parks end up getting to it first. Perhaps saving a goal. Perella was right behind him, and it will be a corner for Bethlehem.
Opts for a bit more power, and that starts to move towards the far post. I was looking for a little bit more guile and craft, and just curl it with not so much pace into that near post where the goalkeeper had left it vulnerable. Defender does good because he gets across first of all and deals with it.
Perella comes with a strong fist. Out for Moore. Moore around the first defender, but Parks able to dispossess him right at the last. Pittsburgh looking to operate in transition.
Don't dive.
That's a good challenge from Chambers. The second one, however, is a foul. But that's probably a good foul for Bethlehem, just slowing up the play.
Yeah.
Roberts. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Okai over the top for Herzog once more. Herzog trying to get around Roberts. Good matchup there on the far side, and Herzog able to win a corner for his side.
Just showing signs of coming back into the game, aren't they, Pittsburgh? A second goal now would really change the complexion of this game. An awful lot, particularly at this stage of the game.
5 goals the last time these two teams met, 4 already before the first half. Kerr on top of the corner. McGuire off of his line, bobbles it for a moment, but eventually able to hang on.
Good goalkeeping. Come out, dominate. You want to put that ball in there, I'll take it. Gives confidence to the defenders around him.
Trusty looking to go long. Nobody in the neighborhood for Bethlehem. And we will have a minimum of 4 minutes added on to the first half. Moore taken down from behind by Gomez.
That's beginning to bubble up, isn't it? The Gomez-Moa little cameo
saga.
role. Yeah, just think that maybe Gomez is bored. But since the hydration break, you haven't seen Gomez rampaging forward. He's stayed at home, patrolled in that area, and that's obviously direct instructions from his coach.
Jones maybe trying to do a bit too much. Kevin Kerr able to strip him and go the other way. Herzog. Romeo Parks on the near side. That's who he chooses. Parks goes for goal, and it's just fizzing over the bar. Certainly has that up his sleeve, but unable to put it on frame.
That Soto run outside allowed the players to be dragged across. You can see here that run will drag a player across, just make him think, and then boom. Little bit more control, and that may have been under the bar. May well have been saved, but either way, just shows you they are beginning to get an incremental advance in the game, Pittsburgh, something that Bethlehem have got to be mindful of.
Burke again just doing extremely well to bring it down.
That's good play from Banjo, because he cut that ball inside off and funnels it back towards the goalkeeper.
Jones. Burke encouraging Chambers forward.
That's good advantage by the referee.
Epps looking to take on Washington. Still Epps. Along for Moar. Santi Moar around a couple defenders, and a good save from Perella. Back out for Jones, and it's blocked in front by Gomez.
Well, Matthew Perella, take a bow, sir. That's an outstanding save, because I thought Santi Moar's opened up another goal. Great play from Epps. Little chop inside, little pass there. Najim finds Moar. Moar now very calm. Look, doesn't pull the trigger rashly. He tried to shape it around Perella. Perella saw that all the way. Great goalkeeping, great action.
The New Jersey native keeping his sign in the game for the moment. It's another good ball in from the corner. Corey Burke elevates, but can't get the ball down. As we have played 3 minutes of the minimum of 4 added on by the referee. And if you're Pittsburgh, you have to be a little bit confident heading into the locker room, obviously, with the current situation. You're down 2 goals, but the momentum seems to be shifting your way.
Well, it's got better for them, although I wouldn't be smiling if I walked into the dressing room at halftime 3-1 down. That would not be good, because the coach is going to see me sitting there with a grin, happy face and tear into me.
Burke bringing it down with a deft touch. Goes for the curler. And that was a bit of a heat check for Corey Burke, just seeing if he truly has it all today.
Well, that was, I want my hat trick now. He wants the first half hat trick. That box ticked. I got a hat trick in the first half. Yeah, done that. So it's one of those. Moar's made a good run, but maybe not the left foot curler in his locker right now. We'll see. Maybe he shows.
Have you checked off that box?
Oh, of course, many times. Yeah, right.
Center back, hat trick in the first half. Well, that's going to do it for the first half here at Goodman Stadium. 2 goals from Corey Burke, a goal from Adam Najim, but Corey Herzog able to get one back from the penalty spot, as it is 3-1 at the big intermission here at Goodman Stadium. Gary O'Reilly, your thoughts?
Great opening from Bethlehem. They really took the game forward and just eased off on the pedal and allowed Pittsburgh back into it. But at the moment, Bethlehem Steel have this game all their own way. It's up to them whether or not they take it forward in the second half.
45 minutes down, 45 minutes to go, 3-1 to Bethlehem at the break. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Lehigh Valley Insulation keeps you cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. And with 19 years worth of satisfied customers in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, we've probably insulated one of your neighbor's homes. Our team of older home specialists delivers swift and efficient white glove service, insulating attics, exterior walls, and virtually any under-insulated areas, saving wear and tear on your heating and cooling systems while adding value to your home and providing year-round comfort that pays for itself. Take comfort in Lehigh Valley Insulation, comfort that pays.
The Lehigh Valley's largest selection of new and pre-owned vehicles in one location is Rothrock. We have over 1,000 vehicles to choose from, an award-winning service team, ultra-modern facilities for comfort and convenience, and the best deals in the valley. During the Nissan Model Year-End Savings Guarantee, drive a 2017 Sentra for only $62 a month. Or a 2017 Rogue All-Wheel Drive, only $90 a month. Make the move to easy payments at Rothrock Nissan. Family-owned for over 57 years. Rothrock, where the cars are.
Tickets, visit PhiladelphiaUnion.com.
Herbert's in search. Allberg put it home, and the Union lead.
Halftime here at Goodman Stadium on the campus of Lehigh University on a picturesque day in the Lehigh Valley. Bethlehem Steel right now enjoying every moment of this one, up 3-1, scoring 2 goals inside of the first 10 minutes. Corey Burke would make it 3. Herzog would get one back for Pittsburgh, and that is where we stand at the moment. Tyler Terrence along with Gary O'Reilly. And Gary, we'll take a look at some of the news and happenings around the USL at the moment. Kenny Walker with a spectacular performance against New York Red Bulls 2. A bunch of teams punching their ticket into 2017 postseason. And FC Cincinnati with a regular season record crowd. They just continue to break every attendance record that the USL has. Over 30,000 on hand to see the reigning USL Cup champions from a year ago. And FC Cincinnati with a big matchup against Charlotte on the horizon. And we'll take a look at the conference standings now. We took a look during the pregame, but just to give you a better idea, and you can see if Bethlehem Steel were to get the 3 points today, they draw level with New York Red Bulls 2 with a game in hand as well. And Bethlehem could be potentially vying for a potentially 7 or 6 seed if all things go accordingly over the next couple of weeks.
And why not? And that's the incentive. That's why I said play to win and win big in this game, because the confidence taking yourself forward with those extra games is going to put Red Bulls 2 under a lot of pressure, and then you start to eye up Orlando City B, and then you're looking up.
Louisville City right now in a stalemate with Ottawa, 1-1 in stoppage time at the moment. That game up in Canada, but a good opportunity for Louisville there, perhaps squander to maybe just complete their separation on the bottom teams in the Eastern Conference. As we are moving right through halftime here at Goodman Stadium, the fans here enjoying some relay race, I guess. Halftime here in Bethlehem, 3-1 to the Steel. We'll be back in just a few.
Recently, our country has witnessed catastrophic devastation. Hurricanes and flooding have upended lives and livelihoods.
Across this great country, Americans have answered the call.
That special calling that compels us, when others are down, to step up and do whatever it takes.
America's at her best when, against all odds, we come together and lift each other up.
Please donate to oneamericaappeal.org. America needs you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color-coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
Why do you not get me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
The road to the 2017 USL Cup playoffs continues to evolve. In Week 24, Real Monarchs SLC became the first team to clinch a spot in the postseason. But Week 26 saw 2 more clubs claim their position, with San Antonio FC doing so in midweek and Louisville City FC earning the first Eastern Conference postseason spot over the weekend. Maintaining their position as a top team in the Western Conference, Real Monarchs SLC were able to seal their position in the postseason in Week 24 despite falling to San Antonio FC. The Monarchs still clinched due to a loss by Oklahoma City Energy FC earlier in the night. San Antonio FC punched its ticket to the playoffs last Wednesday night on the road at Orange County SC. Ben Noonan tallied the lone goal of the game, which earned San Antonio FC its first trip to the postseason in club history. A hard-fought draw in front of a home crowd of more than 8,300 fans at Slugger Field put Louisville City FC in a position to clinch a spot in the USL Cup playoffs if other results went their way on the weekend. With Orlando City B falling to St. Louis FC on Saturday night, Lou City was officially in the playoffs for the 3rd season in a row, and the first Eastern Conference side to do so. With plenty of teams still vying for a spot in the postseason, the playoff race continues to be one to watch. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Halftime here at Goodman Stadium on the campus of Lehigh University. Bethlehem right now enjoying a very nice afternoon. 3 goals for Brendan Burke's side to Pittsburgh's 1. It was 3 originally for Bethlehem to 0, and then Corey Herzog was able to get one back from the penalty spot for the Riverhounds. And we will be back in just a few moments with highlights and second half kickoff.
The first soccer ball was kicked in Bethlehem in 1904. Now, 112 years later, it's time for the rebirth of Bethlehem Steel FC. Herbert's in the box, and there's the first goal in Steel FC history. For tickets, visit BethlehemSteelFC.com or call 844-STEEL-FC.
Just in time for the new fall TV lineup, here's a great new subscriber offer from Service Electric Cable. Now through the end of September, get your second month free of all services ordered, plus free installation. So whether you order digital cable, HDTV, video on demand, high-speed internet, telephone, or home security and automation, or any combination, your second month and installation are absolutely free. To find out more, call or log on to sectv.com. Service Electric Cable. There's never been a better time to make the switch.
Lehigh Valley Insulation keeps you cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. And with 19 years worth of satisfied customers in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, we've probably insulated one of your neighbor's homes. Our team of older home specialists delivers swift and efficient white glove service, insulating attics, exterior walls, and virtually any under-insulated areas, saving wear and tear on your heating and cooling systems while adding value to your home and providing year-round comfort that pays for itself. Take comfort in Lehigh Valley Insulation. Comfort that pays.
The first soccer ball was kicked in Bethlehem in 1904. Now, 112 years later, it's time for the rebirth of Bethlehem Steel FC. Herbert's in the box, and there's the first goal in Steel FC history. For tickets, visit BethlehemSteelFC.com or call 844-STEEL-FC.
Back in the Lehigh Valley at halftime, Bethlehem Steel FC with a 3-1 advantage over the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Tyler Terrans along with former Spurs man Gary O'Reilly. And we'll jump right into the best moments of the first half, and there were certainly plenty of them, mostly Bethlehem highlights in the first 10 minutes, if you will, Gary.
Yeah, opened with a bang, just acreage out here for Santi Moar to exploit, and he sells a beautiful dummy. And Adam Najem, well, it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? Just an invitation like that, just guides it home. 1-0. Fabulous start to the game for Bethlehem.
Najem with his second goal of this season. He's been known more for his orchestrating capabilities. And then just a few moments later, it would be Corey Burke getting the second tally for Bethlehem. Again, just a splendid finish from Adam Najem, his second goal of the year. And Bethlehem would just continue to open up Pittsburgh in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, this little partnership between Najem and Moar creating havoc. And when you've got a guy in such good goal-scoring form as Corey Burke, watch him. He's off his marker. He's got nowhere around him. Jamal Jack there, not concentrating, allowing Corey Burke to have the freedom of the 6-yard area, and he's going to put it away, isn't he? With that goal-scoring form, he's not going to miss.
Corey Burke with his 7th goal of the season, and then about right before the half-hour mark, Corey Burke again just shedding off defenders and unleashing from about 25 yards out.
You can't allow him to do that. You've got to get across, you've got to come to him. By now, Pittsburgh's concentration is on the floor. It's gone. There should have been a challenge in there. There should be players coming to him. They're not backing off, and so he just drills it home. He's a striker on top form right now.
And then right before the half and right after the Corey Burke goal, Corey Hertzog able to draw this penalty. Warranted?
Well, the referee there, you can see him tugging at his shirt, and we saw discussions between the two players. It's not a great penalty. It's down the middle. Some players prefer that. Goalkeeper makes it easy by diving to his left. Toe hold, no more than that at the moment for Pittsburgh. But if Bethlehem do not start to rack up the goals, there might be a chance Pittsburgh but to claw back a little bit more ground.
And here are the numbers from the first half. You can see Bethlehem obviously dominating possession, dominating the shots category, and Pittsburgh really with that only one shot on target being the penalty kick. It found the back of the net, and Bethlehem continued to just have the majority of chances. But like you said, Gary, they've gone flat at times, and it just might be a small window enough for Pittsburgh to be able to jump through.
Well, we saw there was a hydration break, and after that, Pittsburgh return a different team. There's organisation with Shannon Gomez in the right back spot, with Schwartz, Santi Moa. You're going to see a few more tactical changes, maybe even a substitution or two. Get some fresh legs. They will come out, Pittsburgh, with their coach's words ringing in their ear. I will not mention what they are because they're going to take us off the air. Only that there will be a displeasure in the coach's voice, that's for sure.
And that is putting it very nicely, Gary O'Reilly just did. And we are just moments away from second half kickoff, and here's the upcoming schedule for this new week in the United Soccer League as we rapidly approach the postseason. Bethlehem and Tampa Bay should be a great matchup there. That's a Hurricane Irma makeup game. Sacramento and Real Monarchs, that could be a Western Conference final preview there. And
if you're Charlotte, go and you got to play Cincinnati and looking for 1 point. Ooh, that's a game to watch.
Absolutely. Enzo Martinez still in search of that golden boot. Dane Kelly might have just taken a complete stranglehold on that category. He had 2 goals yesterday evening as he is now sitting on 18. Enzo Martinez with 16. But more importantly for Charlotte, they just need to get that point and officially clinch their spot as Bethlehem are finishing up their halftime rituals, ready to go for the second half. And for Pittsburgh, we mentioned it before that they just need to maybe close down space in the middle of the field a little bit more and earlier and often if they could have any chance of getting back into this one.
Yeah, you got to get right in the faces of these Bethlehem players. If you stand off them, they are going to cut you to pieces like they did in the opening 9 minutes.
Corey Burke with 2 goals in the first half, currently sitting on a hat-trick. He did have a brief opportunity perhaps get that hat-trick in the first half, but his left-footed curler when sailing high and wide. 4 goals in 2 matches, I guess 1.5 matches for Corey Burke against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
I'm not going to back against Corey Burke not getting a hat-trick today. Just not going to happen. I can see him taking probably 3 to 4 goals home with him.
We will have to wait and see if that becomes a reality. Referee seems to have everything in order as we're just waiting for the go-ahead. And we are underway in the second half here at Goodman Stadium. Some of the fans filing back in after grabbing a quick halftime snack. And Bethlehem already off to the races, looking for a long ball ahead for Corey Burke. And again, it was Corey Hertzog pulling one back for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds right after Burke got his second goal and Bethlehem's third.
And Brendan Burke will say, that's it. That's their goal. They do not get any more on this field today.
Last time these two teams played, it was a 3-2 finish in favor of Pittsburgh. Kerr, Hertzog, and Jack the goal scorers in that affair. Corey Burke with the brace. And it appears that Chris Nenko has checked in at the half for Bethlehem. So a change there from Brendan Burke, maybe just bringing on fresh legs and wanting to make sure that the start of the second half is an energetic one, because if it's Pittsburgh who comes out on the front foot, it could be a very nervy rest of the second half if Riverhounds are able to get one back.
Is that Nanko on for Marcus Epps, do we think? I think it is.
Kerr looking for the big ball ahead for Hertzog. It's not a bad ball. Teases Maguire off of his line, but he's able to scoop it up.
Yeah, Maguire's got to be patrolling there because they're looking to get Hertzog in behind over the top. So Maguire's got to play that sweeper keeper role. And be strong-willed about it.
Not much McGuire could do about the first goal from the penalty spot. Herzog going right down the middle. And Matthew Perella hasn't really been able to do much about the 3 Bethlehem goals either.
Maybe McGuire could have done better, because it's a right-footed player who invariably will come to the goalkeeper's right, yet McGuire dived to his left.
Well, it becomes a numbers game at that point. If you're a striker and you go right down the middle,
Well, if you don't dive to your left, you've got more of a chance of doing something. Even if you dive to your right, your boot's going to be in that position where you could do something about it. Goalkeepers, you find the guys who really are at the top of their game, and I'm not saying Jake McGuire isn't, they spend hours on tape. Every single penalty taker in their league, they know exactly. They'll tell you the history of penalties for each player. It's what it takes. It could be the difference between you saying in a game or you getting beaten.
Corey Herzog, with his 12th goal of the season, continues to lead the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in that category by a large amount. Next highest goal scorer for Dave Brandt's side, Chevy Walsh, with just 5 goals. And Herzog continues to be that outlet.
But if, as you just pointed there, the other side of that coin is if Herzog doesn't score, who does?
Bethlehem with another opportunity here. Good work on the far side. Was he yanked down? The referee says no. Looked eerily similar to the penalty that Corey Herzog was granted.
Yeah, the referee's in a good position there, so can't say didn't have a good view of things. Did look as if there was some kind of contact.
A substitution at the half for Pittsburgh Riverhounds, exiting the game, number 20, Jamal Jack. Entering in his place, number 27, Gale Abasamoda.
And again, as you could hear there from the public address announcer, Agbasamade coming on for Jamal Jack. So Dave Brandt obviously not happy with Jack's performance in the first half. Kate Banjo giving Bethlehem all that they can handle. McGuire well off of his line to clear that away. Certainly has been a revolving door at the center back position for Dave Brandt this season. We've had a couple of players come in on loan, specifically Joe Greenspan.
That can work, but normally for your central defenders, you want a partnership that establishes itself and consistently performs. You know, the only thing that would stop that would be injury or suspension.
Well, it's really been that spot right next to Jamal Jack. He has been the one player who's been able to remain healthy and stay on the field for Dave Brandt. Taylor Washington tripped up on the near side, and it's really they've been just trying to find a solid partner for Jamal Jack at the back, but now it's Jamal Jack who's failed them on today's game.
Well, maybe there's an injury. Maybe did he not pull a yellow card in the first half?
He did get a yellow card in the first half.
And that may be the fact that he's treading a suspension if he gets another. And so that's player management, which would make some sense, wouldn't it? Okay, keep talking about higher tempo, because for me, Bethlehem, understandably at 3-1, have gone a little bit flat. Get the whole group out there, up the tempo. Get it up. Put Pittsburgh in a position where they're thinking, oh no, they've come back at us again. Just demoralize them. Because you know, in the future, you're going to play this unit of players, and they're going to step out on this field, and they're going to remember they got hammered the last time they were here, 6-1 or whatever it is, right? You're playing not just this game, but future games.
Well, it certainly would make a statement and sort of create that separation from Pittsburgh as well as St. Louis, who all sit on 35 points at the moment. Herzog looking to link up with Banjo.
He was looking for the 1-2, wasn't he? He knew what he wanted to do. He wasn't going to give the ball to Banjo. He was just lending it to him, expecting it back.
Herzog's going to have a lot of work to do. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Big sweeping ball over for Aaron Jones. Picking up with Derek Jones. Najim. Finding the feet of Corey Burke. That's a great ball. Leaving it off for Nako, going for the outside of the foot curler, but that's a very difficult shot to pull off.
Najim's pass goes into Corey Bridges. Okay, that sounds, yes, Gary, that's exactly what he wanted. No, he wanted to pass in front of him because he was starting to peel across the face of the defender, and he wanted to take that in his stride with a right foot shot.
Corey Herzog called for the handball there. Fans here at Bethlehem continuing their fantastic support.
He's definitely happy, isn't he? Got his hat on, got his drum, and he's going to bang it.
It's a good arm workout to be banging on that drum for the entire 90 minutes. Again, I'm Tyler Terrence, joined by none other than former Spurs man Gary O'Reilly. Glad to have you with us on this spectacular Sunday afternoon here in the Lehigh Valley.
It is a beautiful afternoon, that is for sure.
Washington sends it the other way. Brought down by Derek Jones, who's provided a calming presence in the middle of the park for Bethlehem for the opening 52.5 minutes. Austin Trusty.
Yep, asking a lot of Najim there. Burke saying, what was that about?
Banjo along for Parks. Now for Herzog. Victor Soto. Trying to slide it through for Herzog. Gets a first touch to it. Now going for goal, and it's just wide of that far post. But a good idea from Herzog, who is certainly an opportunistic.
Well, Herzog's movement's good in front of the ball. So when you've got it and you're Soto, Herzog is mobile, and now you're playing catch up with him. You've got to be able to work to stop service into him because he's not going to get it. He's waiting to be supplied.
Moar getting around Gomez for the umpteenth time this afternoon. Santi Moar is away, squaring it across, but it's blocked by Gomez, who did well to track back. And it will be a corner for Bethlehem, their first of the second half.
He's got such good discipline, Santi Moar, because he understands once he gets into those advanced positions and he's skipped past the last defender, he's got no other option but the cutback. So he's on automatic pilot there. Just couldn't feed it through the forest of legs. I think seeing him involved in the game more and more is going to be the way that Bethlehem opened the scoring and the way they're going to continue to do so.
Jones on top of the corner for Bethlehem. It will be an in-swinger. Good ball towards the back post. Corey Burke just trying to knot it back across. And maybe Pittsburgh looking to counter the other way. Romeo Parks running with him is Banjo and Kevin Kerr. It is for Banjo. Skips around Chambers, who's just able to delay him for a moment. Banjo back towards the far post, and McGuire off of his line. As you mentioned, Gary, he's going to have to play that sweeper-keeper role for the remaining 35 minutes or so.
And you can see defender ducks out. McGuire obviously gives him a call. It's good communication. It's good goalkeeping. Now, can he find a teammate? Can he pick out a blue shirt?
Able to find Burke. It's a good flick on Fernanko. Trying to flick it over Adewale. And Nanko, bit of frustration foul there.
See, that's something Nanko's got to do because he's got to gamble on the fact that that sort of long ball up to Corey Burke, Burke could well win that. So get on beyond. Get on beyond in advance. Yeah, there's no need to tussle. What is Gomez going to do there with the ball? How's he going to hurt the team? He's not. So then don't just jump all over him and give away a free kick.
Well, it's not so much that Gomez is going to hurt them, but maybe that if Nanko wins the ball back, it puts his team in a very good position.
Sometimes, just because he's got the ball doesn't mean you can win it. So sometimes you have to be patient and just contain a player. Don't allow him to turn to face your goal. Keep him facing the other way.
Soto comes out wide for Washington. Washington working on Aaron Jones. For Soto again. Kevin Kerr. Long for Shannon Gomez. NYCFC loan getting forward. Patient here from Pittsburgh, but they give it away.
It's good pressure from Bethlehem, but big man there stepped right in and controlled the situation.
Romeo Parks, who's yet to really put his stamp on this match. Washington again. Pittsburgh with a nice spell of possession here.
And that's something Bethlehem cannot allow to happen. They cannot be allowed to have concerted spells of possession.
Penetrating pass, finding Herzog. Herzog 1v1, trips up, but by his own doing, and Bethlehem will try to come out the other way.
So what Herzog's doing is getting the ball in, it's turning and facing their goal and running at it. That's the problem. That's the problem for Bethlehem, because we know he's a good goal scorer. He knows how to play the deal.
No call from the referee. Chambers was overlapping, and Bethlehem could be exposed in the middle of the field. Nenko had to drop in. And
that's good from Nenko, because he knows the responsibility. Players have gone in advance, so he sits in and holds that shape. So just keep an eye on Herzog's movement. He's not going to allow himself to be marked. He's not going to sit on top of the defender. He's going to pull away from him and then try and make himself available.
Kerr encouraging Washington forward. Good sliding challenge from Jones. McGuire with good distribution.
Strike, yes.
Santi-Moar on the far side. Looking for big Corey Burke. Dealt with nicely by Agbusamade, who's come on and filled the void of Jamal Jack extremely well thus far. Soto.
I think Bethlehem would be happy. Goes laterally, goes back, doesn't penetrate. You know, you can allow Pittsburgh to do that all day if you want. Once it goes into here, then the pressure's got to come immediately.
Herzog coming all the way back to receive the ball. There really is 11 players behind the ball for Bethlehem. Much more tamed in terms of going after the Pittsburgh back line here in the opening moments of the second half. Kerr. Banjo getting hounded by Trusty. Somehow he comes away with the ball. Long for Kerr. Cuts it back. Back for Banjo.
Ooh.
And he hit it over the bar.
Yeah, that's not the sight you want to see if you're a Bethlehem fan. You don't want Herzog with the ball at his feet facing your goal inside the 18-yard area with space. A little setup here. I thought he might take the shot there, Kerr. Doesn't. Scrambles inside, and Banjo, well, he just gets under this and it's gone way over. They're getting far too much time.
And that was Banjo's last opportunity of the match as he heads to the bench. Chevy Walsh heads onto the pitch, and Chevy coming on and replacing K. Banjo in the 61st minute. Walsh had the lone goal in the first time these two teams met this season in a 1-1 draw. Big ball the other day. It appears that Jones and Pittsburgh player got tangled up. It looks like it's Corey Herzog, and he's going to remain down. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on SiriusXM FC Channel 85. Also, do not forget, SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Nenko. Encouraging Jones forward. Chambers looking for an option, trying to bend it in behind the defense for Burke. He elevated nicely, but bothered a little bit by the Pittsburgh defense, and it'll be a goal kick.
You've got a good competition there for Burke, so two defender and the striker evenly matched height-wise. So you're hoping that, you know, if you can get a mismatch with Burke on a shorter player, then you deliver that ball. Just think sometimes you have to be a little bit more patient. Aaron Jones had come on the overlap to the right-hand side. Maybe Changers could feed that in and get a cross in behind. Pittsburgh are the team at the moment controlling possession, that's for sure.
Walsh linking up with Herzog. Okai sending it out wide for Parks. Dealt with nicely by Aaron Jones over there. And here's a rip from long range and the save made by McGuire. Still loose. Herzog trying to square it across. McGuire gets a foot to it. And very nice goalkeeping from the California native. However, it will be a corner for Pittsburgh.
Herzog just showing you he's a live wire in the box, isn't he? When that chance comes along, he's already seen it. Strike comes in first off. Who's the first to react? Look at that, number 11. He's right on top of it. McGuire's got a scramble, does well. Good goalkeeping.
And the corner almost knotted in by Herzog. He had a good look on the near post. A free header for that man is usually not going to end well for any opposition.
They're just getting more and more half chances, aren't they, Pittsburgh? And at 3-1, okay, you're comfortable. You're happy with life. At 3-2, ooh, you're not so comfortable, are you? And that's the issue. That's what they cannot allow to happen. So that's why the fourth goal, the next goal, is vital, and it's vital that it's Bethlehem's.
Okai wins the header. Chevy Walsh providing the pressure now. Roberts got caught what to do, but ends up doing well. He's dispossessed, though. Corey Herzog is in, and he finishes it off. Pittsburgh down 3 now, only trail now by 1 goal. Corey Herzog is second in the game. It's a baker's dozen on the season. Game on here at Goodman.
Well, that came gift-wrapped with a bow. Roberts then hesitates. He doesn't know quite what he wants to do. And then he gets his pocket picked. And Corey Herzog, look, shows the goalkeeper he's going to go to the goalkeeper's left and then slides it to his right. It's an experienced striker. Now the momentum really has changed. It's been growing and growing for Pittsburgh. We've been sort of sounding out warnings, you mustn't allow this to happen. And of course, that's what's happened.
Well, it's always fun when these two teams meet. It was 1-1 earlier in the season, and just a few weeks ago, it was 3-2 in favor of Pittsburgh. The script has flipped a little bit, but Pittsburgh with all the momentum heading forward now.
Pittsburgh will feel that momentum's theirs. They can actually, hey, we've scored 2 goals unanswered. We're going to do 3. We're going to take this game back.
Herzog just trying to bully his way through. And it is going to be a foul against Herzog, but if you're Dave Brand, it has to drive you a little bit crazy that it takes a 3-0 deficit for your team to start playing the way that they should be playing.
Yeah, you know, why did my team turn up in the second half? What happened to the guys that were supposed to get off the bus the first half? So, yeah, it can be frustrating, and however, you've got to try and get your message across, try and get it across as calm as you can so players understand fully what it is you expect from them.
Strong header at the back. Parks nodding it along. Walsh tangled up with Trusty.
Simple, simple. That's it. Get back in the groove.
I'm sure Bethlehem fans are wondering, where was that about 2 minutes ago?
Najim's not going to get involved in an aerial battle, is he? Going to need a step ladder.
Moar, haven't heard his name in a while, linking up with Burke. Rather, it was Jones going for goal. A couple of numbers on the back post for Bethlehem, looking to recycle. Najim finding Nenko. Tight quarters over there, though. And the foul from Nenko is at a frustrating time after coming on about 6 or 7 minutes ago.
Referee's played advantage. Okay, that's going to favor Pittsburgh.
Kerr is off to the races. Washington to his left. Herzog providing support in the middle. But Jones doing a good job of tracking back, and Kevin Kerr realized an opportunity has gone wasted.
Okay, it's stretched now. And that's just going to give Corey Burke some running practice. Not really what he needed.
And Trusty is now slipped up. Chevy Walsh coming down on the other end. Still Walsh trying to cut it back. Roberts goes to ground, squared for Herzog. And Trusty ends up putting in a very important challenge, but he was the one who gave it away initially.
Is it give a goal away a day? Wow. Come on, chaps. I know they realise what's at stake here, but just be on top of your game.
Counter could be on the other way for Bethlehem. Santi Moar into space. Corey Burke arriving in the box. Moar going for goal, blocked in front. It's going to fall for Nenko, and it's blocked in front again. Great defending from Pittsburgh.
It was good defending. Throwing their bodies in the way. All you can ask for.
Chambers couldn't get it off of his foot. However, there is a foul committed by Pittsburgh. Not exactly happy with the call, but we are going to have a substitution before we can move any further.
Like to have seen Chambers there just pass the ball rather than start dribbling with it. It's not really his forte, is it, dribbling? But a decent passer.
Now it looks like it is going to be now the second leading goal scorer on Bethlehem coming on.
Now entering the game for Bethlehem Steel, number 36.
And it is Sekou Kone onto the field now for Santi Moar.
I can see why you want to bring on a goal-scoring striker, but I'm not sure that I would have chosen to take Moar off, because for me he has been possibly the most consistently influential player on the Bethlehem side. But let's see what happens.
Nenko 1v1 with Parks on the far side. Sends in a low cross. And Kone immediately committing a foul after entering just a few moments ago. You don't have many choices of players to take off because Chris Nenko already was coming on for Marcus Epps at the half. Take off Najim, you take off one of your main creators.
I see your point, and this is the conundrum for a coach. He knows Brendan Burke taking Santi Moar off is going to affect Santi Moar, and he's going to have to manage that situation after the game. But does bringing on Kone offer more? And he obviously feels that is the case. I understand that because you've got two proven goal scorers on the field right now.
Corey Burke is away, but he's unable to keep it in play. Bethlehem clinging on to that one-goal lead. It was initially 3. Slowly but surely, Pittsburgh have chipped away. And we now find ourselves in a one-goal affair. Fans, the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting uslsoccer.com and give them a follow on Twitter at USL.
Entering the game in his place, number 17, Kenroy Howell. Substitution takes place in the 70th minute.
Kenroy Howell coming on. And that is the third and final substitution for Dave Brandt. 20 minutes remaining in this one. Still plenty of time for Pittsburgh to get an equalizer, perhaps more. As the fans here at Bethlehem have certainly experienced a roller coaster of emotions already.
They're wondering what next.
I'm excited to find out.
Well, that's nice to know.
Herzog. Pass comes out wide. Washington having to deal with Aaron Jones. Good penetrating ball.
It's a great run off of Chambers.
Ball squared back across. Walsh putting on the brakes. Now going for goal. It's blocked in front by Derek Jones. However, the clearance didn't exactly get all that far. And Pittsburgh will maintain possession. Howell. Herzog just trying to poke it out wide for Washington. Couldn't get enough on it. It's a good step from Victor Soto, but Bethlehem comes away with it.
Right now you get the feeling Pittsburgh won it more.
Certainly wasn't that feeling in the first 10 minutes.
Oh, for sure. So we've had a little switch with Corey Burke and Nanko, with Burke wide left and Nanko through the middle up alongside Kone. Not sure the big Jamaican international is going to be too happy parked out on that wide area.
And Corey Herzog called offside, and
what's he got
goes
there? Has he
down
gone down
as
with
well.
a hamstring, or has he got cramp?
Well, it would be problematic for Dave Brandt either way. He's already used up.
Cramp. Look, he's stretching his calves. He's cramped up.
Dave Brandt has already used up all 3 of his substitutions.
It'll be interesting to see next time he has to make a run just what he's got left in those muscles. He doesn't look comfortable, does he?
Burke elevating for the header. Okai ends up coming away with it.
Might have to realign my thoughts on a Corey Burke hat-trick /4 now. Unless he's going to become a new left winger.
Kerr looking for Herzog again, but getting caught offside. Referee will say play on though.
So Kerr's gone back into a wide right position, looking to deal with things from there with Kenroy Howell on this left-hand side.
Jones for the big ball over to Corey Burke. Shannon Gomez able to get there first, but a throw-in for Bethlehem. So
Corey Burke should not be allowing Shannon Gomez to win a ball in the air against him. There is a sizable mismatch.
Burke goes through Gomez, sends it across, but nobody on the back post for Bethlehem. Nanko.
Can he? Yes, he can.
Racing to keep it in play. Very quick, the former Syracuse Orangeman. Chambers. Najim in some space. Jones.
Needs movement ahead of him. There's not much movement ahead of the ball, is there? There's not much movement. You won't distort that back 4 for Pittsburgh.
Jones through the legs of the defender. Now it's Derek Jones. Out wide for Corey Burke, going for goal and going for the hat trick, but blocked right in front by Shannon Gomez, and Bethlehem will have to start over again. Herzog just clearing it away. And we are going to have a hydration break now, so a good opportunity for Corey Herzog maybe to get some medical attention.
Yeah, just thinking the same thing.
15 minutes remaining. What has been a wild ride here at Goodman Stadium. 2 goals from Corey Herzog, 2 goals from Corey Burke.
Well, we did mention before, Battle of the Coreys. The hot shots have not let us down today, have they?
Not at all. Corey Herzog scoring his 12th and 13th goals of the season. Corey Burke with number 7 and number 8.
Yeah. That's a worry. We both got our math right. So we saw a momentum change in the last hydration break with Pittsburgh getting a better tactical formation, getting a better attitude and bringing it forward. This has now got to be a similar reaction from Bethlehem. You know, they're still in the head, and you've got to be confident and comfortable, but they've not been as easy in their performance in the second half as they were in the first, that's for sure.
And we will take a look at some of the goals from this afternoon's match. Starting off with Adam Najim, very clean finish here.
And Santi Mawar was allowed freedom of this whole left side of the field, and he just duly obliged and made so much happen. And within 9 minutes, Bethlehem with a comfortable 2-goal lead.
Corey Burke with number 7 on the season. And then it was Burke again just plowing his way through. And a spectacular finish, but moments later, as you mentioned before, Gary, you're very vulnerable after giving up a goal, and Corey Hertzog proving that to be true, scoring his 12th, and then really a gift for Pittsburgh. Corey Hertzog taking advantage of Hugh Roberts' mistake.
Yeah, got his pocket picked and paid a heavy price for it.
And it looks like the hydration break has concluded here. And we will have a conclusion to what has been a terrific match thus far. 5 goals, 3-2 in favor of Bethlehem. Jones, again looking for that big switch over to Corey Burke. This time gets it right. Chambers. Good movement here from Bethlehem. Najim going out wide for Corey Burke. 1v1 with Gomez.
Stuck to his task there, Gomez, didn't he?
Still work to do for Pittsburgh. Roberts will have to go all the way back to McGuire, as Pittsburgh doing a good job of really just clogging up those holes in the middle of the field. And there's a lot less time on the ball for Bethlehem in the middle of the park than there was in the first half.
Oh, for sure. You know, they were woeful in their closing down, Pittsburgh, in that first period.
Pittsburgh win the ball back, moving nicely on the far right side. Walsh working on Trusty. Defending from Derek Jones, coming back and doubling down. Now Corey Burke looking to get off to the races, linking up with Sekou Kone. Goes all the way back for Perella, and he's just going to send it into the stands here at Goodman Stadium.
Didn't get much option, did he? It was let it go for a corner or hoof it out for a throw-in.
Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on SiriusXM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Raymond was trying to send it across. The referee gets in the way. It could end up working out nicely for Bethlehem, although Kone can't get control of the ball. And it'll be a goal kick for Matt Perella.
When that throw-in's been taken, everybody stood there like statues in a Bethlehem shirt, and you're thinking, give me some movement. You're trying to create space. You won't create space by standing still when everyone else is standing still. If you peel off the far post, it's not to get the ball, it's to get space for someone else to profit from. At the moment, not seeing a great deal of that.
Jones again with the big switch. Brought down nicely by Burke. Nanko. On for Chambers. Has some room to play. Goes out wide for Najim. Aaron Jones. Chambers, first time. Oh, and it's off the crossbar.
Ho-ho!
Caught everybody by surprise, including Matt Perella, who is absolutely frozen. And his best friend, now currently the crossbar here at Goodman Stadium.
You're not wrong there, but it's set up beautifully for Chambers because it's coming from his right. He's just got to take a half step back, not blast it, just inside of the right foot and just caress that forward. And we're thrilled to bits of seeing that go in.
Strong header at the back from Pittsburgh as Adewale is able to get there first. Second will fall for Bethlehem. And Perella coming off of his line and claiming that one. A little less than 10 minutes for Pittsburgh to try to get the equalizer. They've done so well to claw their way back into it. They have one more last spurt in store. Burke comes up a little bit lame, just trying to shake it off. Raymond gives it away in the middle of the field, and it's right away for Corey Herzog. Kenroy Howell. Still Howell. Going for the big ball over the top for Kerr. He's able to keep it in play. Soto. Kerr really just trips over the ball there.
A number of players have done that in the second half. Whether it's tired legs, maybe.
Ball's a little bit stickier than usual.
Possibly.
Unlikely. Kone trying to bring it down. Stephen Okai. Big ball over for the outside back, Taylor Washington. Kenroy Howell. Putting on the brakes, dealing with Aaron Jones.
That's better from Aaron Jones because he comes straight into his face and doesn't allow him a view of goal.
Goes out wide for Shannon Gomez, who's joining in on the fun. Gomez. Back for Soto again. Kerr was just trying to clip it over the top. Not sure who he was expecting to run onto it, but either way, Bethlehem able to clear their lines. Good work there from Toby Adewale. And a bit of a rash challenge there from Sekou Kone. And we'll take one more look at that chance from James Chambers.
As you can see, it just rolls in here from Aaron Jones, and he's thinking that's in. Oh, and he's denied by, what, no more than a lick of paint on the crossbar. Great effort.
Could be a chance here for Pittsburgh. Washington looking to take on Aaron Jones, driving towards the byline. Washington into the box, but met by Hugh Roberts.
Okay, Nanko, open your legs, take the territory down this right-hand side. You know, you keep playing it back, you're just inviting the opponents into your area.
And they invite Pittsburgh right back to possession. Akbat Samade finding Kevin Kerr. All the way over the top for Herzog. Aaron Jones with a nice defensive header, and Chambers using his noggin well. Goes all the way back to Maguire.
Ah, the much underused noggin.
We could benefit from using it a bit more.
Who, me?
Both of us.
Definitely me. Certainly I could. Ah, the man with the drums had his energy drink. He's back.
I was more focused on the guy with the blue hair over there.
You're just jealous.
A little bit.
Yeah. Let's see why.
I wish I could grow it out like that. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Victor Soto.
Okay, tired bodies, tired minds, concentration goes. This is when you make those silly mistakes. We've already seen a couple, but this is when it generally does happen, no matter if it's a hot day or not. So concentration, communication, just think about doing the basic things and not trying to complicate matters. Be simple and precise. Big gap in that central area of Pittsburgh's defense. Someone's going to make some movement into there that could profit.
Nobody from Bethlehem choosing to occupy that space as Aaron Jones again looking for Corey Burke on the far side. It'll end up working out for him. Burke thought about it, think about it again, but Shannon Gomez stepping to it nicely. Washington. Kenroy Howell
we go.
Gives it away to Sekou Kone. Still Kone goes with the left foot. And it's over the bar, and you don't really expect your substitute who came on just about 25 minutes ago to be making mental mistakes like that.
See, just trying to be too clever, not doing the simple things. But Kone doesn't really go past the defender, and that's just power rather than accuracy.
And the man of the match for this afternoon's contest being announced as Corey Burke.
Substitution takes place in the 88th minute of play and is brought to you by LBA10.
Corey Burke taken off, replaced by Josh Hurd. Chambers just sending it towards the corner flag.
Yeah, chase it down.
Look at the full-on sprint there from Hurd.
Just come on, why not?
You don't seem impressed with Bethlehem's play over the past 10 minutes.
I think they've just not made the most of what was a glorious opportunity to annihilate an opposing team. Hey, they win this game 3-2, they can say what they like to me, because it's a win, it's 3 points, and I understand that fully. It's just the way you go about that win.
It's certainly been a grind ever since Corey Herzog put away his second goal of the afternoon as Adewale is taken down.
Yeah, a bit of jiu-jitsu there.
Well, that's usually Hugh Roberts' area of expertise, black belt in karate. Also was recruited to a couple Division I schools in basketball. Hugh Roberts decided to play soccer at George Mason University. This one's sent through for Gomez, sliding it across, and Roberts is there to clear it away. However, not very far. Walsh will bring it down.
Good pace from Shannon Gomez. He's back into that attacking option again. We saw a lot of it in the first half.
His team certainly needs it now, down a goal and into the 90th minute. Take a look there at the shot count. Bethlehem Steel obviously putting a lot of pressure on Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh have taken what few opportunities Bethlehem have gifted them and made good on them. Kevin Kerr pushing his team forward. Bethlehem support group doing everything they can to urge their team forward in what would be a vital 3 points. A win today, and they are level with New York Red Bulls 2 on 38 points. McGuire off of his line and able to claim it.
That just takes the problem from the situation away completely when McGuire comes out and just dictates proceedings. You know, it just sends that message. You want to send that sort of ball into my 18-yard area? This is what I'm going to do to it.
And we are going to have a minimum of 5 minutes added on here at Goodman Stadium. Josh Hurd, very active off of the bench. Goes back for Perella. Gomez finding Kerr. Big ball over for Taylor Washington. Washington off to the races. Looking to get around Jones.
Dive in. Oh, he's timed that well.
Great tackle from the Englishman. Soto. Just trying to clip it in. Flicked along. Howell trying to get there, but it's Roberts. He's able to get there first. Pittsburgh, however, will keep possession. Washington once more. Bends it in with the right foot. A little bit of ways from goal. Trusty with a defensive header, but Bethlehem have not been able to clear their lines. Okai just barely keeps it for the Riverhounds. Soto, nobody stepped to him just yet. He's trying to dink it over the top. Herzog keeps it in and does extremely well. Back for Washington. Another strong defensive header from Roberts. Okai.
Sort of war of attrition now for Bethlehem.
Walsh going for the spectacular goal, but right into the hands of Jake McGuire.
Just be a little bit calm now if you're Bethlehem. Just keep your nerve. See, look, spins around. Roberts there gets the wrong side. Yes, Jones rather, sorry, not Roberts.
Najim spinning away from pressure. Kone. A little bit late trying to get it to Nenko. Bethlehem could be caught moving forward a bit too quickly. Roberts with the header. Work to do for Aaron Jones.
Kone hasn't really looked at the pace of the game to me since he's come on as a substitute. That handball, referee's played the advantage.
Good work from Agbasamade. Pittsburgh desperately looking for that equalizer, and what a challenge from Chris Nenko. Stop Kerr in his tracks. Chris Nenko just dragging it over to the corner flag, trying to waste as much time as possible. And perhaps win a throw-in, but Pittsburgh able to win it back. Josh Hurd wins it back. That's Adam Najim on the far side.
Players are tired, they just keep giving the ball away.
Some folks who certainly aren't tired yet. They've been going for the full 93.5 minutes so far. As Brendan Burke looks on maybe a bit anxiously, waiting for that final whistle and to secure a huge 3 points that are going to be crucial heading down the stretch here, trying to secure their spot in the postseason.
You can see the Bethlehem players are breathing heavily.
Kone taken down. And that's certainly going to help Bethlehem in their efforts of sealing the deal. Dave Brandt, the first season manager for Pittsburgh, took over midseason last year, but this is his first full season with the club.
So, do you now sling it into the central area of the Pittsburgh goal and give the opportunity for them to gain possession and launch their attack, or do you keep it tucked away in this corner and make them work for it? Gone with the latter.
Play it short, yep. Jones in a tussle with Gomez as well as Kerr. Okai getting in on the action. And
that'll do.
Derek
Another
Jones
foul.
taken down.
Beat the clock. Yeah.
And Agbasamade having some words for Josh Hurd. And that's going to do it. Bethlehem take a huge 3 points from their in-state rivals. Corey Burke's brace, as well as Adam Najim's opening goal, proved to be enough as Pittsburgh clawed their way back, but did not have enough in the tank to complete the improbable comeback. Bethlehem Steel now level with New York Red Bulls 2 on 38 points. Pittsburgh will have a huge matchup with them next week, as the Bethlehem Steel and Brendan Burke come away with a huge win that could prove to be crucial heading down the stretch. Final score from Goodman, 3-2 in favor of Bethlehem Steel. We'll be back in just a few moments with postgame.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1 million megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Just in time for the new fall TV lineup, here's a great new subscriber offer from Service Electric Cable. Now through the end of September, get your second month free of all services ordered, plus free installation. So whether you order digital cable, HDTV, video on demand, high-speed internet, telephone or home security and automation, or any combination, your second month and installation are absolutely free. To find out more, call or log on to sectv.com. Service Electric Cable. There's never been a better time to make the switch.
Lehigh Valley Insulation keeps you cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. And with 19 years worth of satisfied customers in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, we've probably insulated one of your neighbor's homes. Our team of older home specialists delivers swift and efficient white glove service, insulating attics, exterior walls, and virtually any under-insulated areas, saving wear and tear on your heating and cooling systems while adding value to your home and providing year-round comfort that pays for itself. Take comfort in Lehigh Valley Insulation. Comfort that pays.
Full time here at Goodman Stadium. All smiles for the Bethlehem Steel crew, who are able to sneak by with a 3-2 victory over their in-state rivals, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Tyler Terrence and Gary O'Reilly here. Glad to have had you with us and still with us as we'll take a look now at some of the best moments from the 90 minutes. 5 goals distributed, 3-2 in favor of Bethlehem, and 2 of those goals coming inside of the 9-minute mark.
Yeah, it started with a bang for Bethlehem, and Santi Mawar was really orchestrating this superb twist and turn and a dummy, and a lovely little catback for Adam Najem set the game on a good track. See here, look, 2 defenders. They've gone so far out the way, it's ridiculous.
Najem netting his 2nd goal of the season. Santi Mawar, the orchestrator, and you can see what it means to those two as they were off to a flying start here at Goodman Stadium. But the party would not end there, as it would be Corey Burke getting in on the action, scoring his 7th goal of the season.
You can see plenty of space for Santi Mawar. Najem there with a little ball across. Corey Burke off the defender, bad marking, and with an open goal like that, he's not really going to miss, is he?
And then right around the half-hour mark, it was Corey Burke collecting the ball essentially 40 yards away from goal, just shedding off defenders and then getting a little help from the post.
Just takes it on his chest, and from there on in, it's all about him. He brushes defenders aside like they're not there, composes himself. Beautiful strike into the far corner, and you thought from there on he's going to be on a hat-trick.
That would make it 3-0 to Bethlehem, but just basically 2 minutes later, Corey Herzog able to draw a penalty. Whether it was warranted or not, we may never know, but the referee claiming that Austin Trusty tugged on his shirt and Corey Herzog would step up and bury it.
Yep, it's a penalty that goes down the middle. Goalkeeper may feel that he could have done better, or he may have saw something that Herzog threw in with the eyes, but it gave Pittsburgh a toehold, and this gave them a really good grip on the comeback trail, didn't it?
Absolutely. As Hugh Roberts was dispossessed by Walsh, Corey Herzog picked it up, elected not to use Walsh, and just goes for goal himself. It ends up working out. Corey Herzog with his 13th goal of the season, and this would make the last moments of the game certainly nervy for Bethlehem, but they did do a good job of weathering the storm. They got by, they got over the finish line.
Argue all you like about the way the performance was conducted. It's a win, it's 3 points, it's exactly what they set out to achieve. You're just thinking you've got to be doing it in a more comfortable and confident way. You could have really wiped the floor with Pittsburgh this afternoon, but you didn't, and you made life very difficult for yourself. However, it is, as I go back to say, a win after all.
A win is a win is a win for Brendan Burke's side, who is now level with New York Red Bulls 2 in the Eastern Conference, standing for 8th place, as well as a game in hand, as some of the Bethlehem Steel members are signing autographs for the lucky fans here at Goodman Stadium. And here are the standings at the moment. Bethlehem and Red Bulls 2 level. Bethlehem with the edge due to goal differential, and Bethlehem right now really in a position to go after a 6 or 7 seed with the game in hand. And New York Red Bulls 2 and Pittsburgh in a crucial matchup next week. That is Saturday, September 30th at Montclair State University. New York Red Bulls 2 and Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and what could prove to be the end of the season for Pittsburgh, as they are in a must-win situation for the rest of the season. James Chambers put in a very solid performance today for the Bethlehem Steel, but it was Corey Burke who stole the show for Brendan Burke's side, as they were able to come away with a massive 3 points. It was a beautiful day of football here in the Lehigh Valley, and it was an in-state rivalry that ended up going towards Bethlehem. They leveled the the season series, at 1-1-1, a draw and a win for both teams this season. Pittsburgh's next match, as I mentioned, September 30th at New York Red Bulls 2, taking on Vincent Bezecourt and company. And for Bethlehem, a midweek Hurricane Irma makeup match against the Tampa Bay Rowdies, a 3 p.m. kickoff. For my broadcast partner, Gary O'Reilly, I'm Tyler Terrence. The final score from Goodman Stadium, Bethlehem 3, Pittsburgh 2. Thanks for stopping by, folks.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.